Hey everybody, welcome back. I've got another update for you guys today. You guys have already seen the reveal video, so now I'm showing the progress of the build, so you can see kind of how I put it together, and I'll do a couple of different clips and different stages of that, and then yeah, I'll put those together and we can all watch them together. So thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys are having good luck with all your gardening and all your projects. But without further ado, let's get to it. Actually, I got distracted right now. Let's go look at see what distracted me. So I saw something yellow under here. Yes, there it is. There's a ripe Scotch bonnet. Weird looking. But we will wow, there's a lot of them in here. There's some big ones. Alright, good. Back to what I was doing here originally. I'll just put this over here for now. And we'll show you the mess I made out here. So that PVC part that you see right there, that was the cover for the grow beds that had the plastic sheeting on it, and then behind it you see these great big boxes. These are 4 foot by 8 foot, and they're 12 feet deep, or I mean 12 inches deep, I'm sorry, 12 feet, that'd be pretty big. And these are going to be the new grow beds. Inside I've got some rubber pond liner that's 60 millimeters, or whatever the thickness is, 60 mil. And yeah, they're going to come over here and replace all this. And this, I've already got half of it done. So this whole section right here I've already dismantled and taken out, and as you can see, all the crud underneath it from the mess I left. And I'm going to be removing the drains. This whole drain, probably going to be moving all the cinder blocks here, but I still need to empty out that whole section. And I've come to kind of an impasse, but I'll find a solution. I always do. See, I have this IBC container, and it is already full from the first half. So each one of those containers or grow beds has 150 liters of this hydroton. Oh, there's a bunch of ants in here trying to make a home. Well, we can fix that. Actually, I might leave them for a while, because they'll clean out all the bad bugs that are in there. Trying to bite me already. But anyways, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, since the drain holes are already, plugged, and they're, the rocks won't fall out. I'm going to take this and I'm going to bring it over here, and I'm going to use it to dump out all the hydroton, or at least most of it, because it looks like there's 7 beds and there's 4 there, so I've got 4 more there, so I can totally just dump those out into I'll put the grow beds on the ground over here and dump these out, and then start dismantling this part. So we'll cut away right now. I'm gonna get to that work. I'm gonna get working on that, and then you can see here, this is what's happening to the grow beds. They're breaking, they're cracking. And I discovered this while I'm dismantling it, so it's not the reason for the rebuild, but it's a bonus, because I caught a problem that could potentially have been a huge disaster. So anyways, let's cut from here, and I'm going to start dumping these out, and then we'll come back and I'll show you some of the progress. Okay, so we are back now. I did finish emptying out all the hydroton, whatever you want to call it, from all of the grow beds on the opposite side here, and I will show you that. Sorry, I'm a little out of breath. It was a lot of work. So now I can remove the beds. There's you can kind of see how I built them here too. They're 2 pieces. So here's one half, and then there's another half, so there's 2 parts to it. And if you look over here at some of the older ones, these are the first ones that I built, and they have individual frames, and then You know, I spent a fortune on stainless steel hardware. All these nuts and bolts, they're all stainless steel. I think I probably spent about 40 bucks, wasted about 40 bucks on that. So I'll be taking those apart and getting the hardware for sure. And I'm going to take all those frames apart too and reuse the wood because it is water stain or waterproof. All right, and then over here, this is what I did with the expanded clay pebbles. I got some in this 55-gallon drum, and then the rest are in these 5 grow beds that are on the ground here. So we'll dismantle all this stuff. I'm just gonna pile it up over there for the time being, and yeah, we'll come back after that. So see you guys in a few more minutes. Alright, now we're back. I got all the beds dismantled and I made a big mess out here. But that's alright. Sometimes you gotta destroy to recreate. So some of these I had a hard time getting apart, so I just kind of kicked them over. But yeah, I'm gonna pull out all that plumbing. I'm gonna clean this whole area up and then work on the next part of my idea anyways. So yeah, we'll take a little break here, and then I'll get back at it. I am all sweaty and gross and dirty. That was messy. Ugh, all that gook in there. But yeah, we got some progress going. I still got some energy left, so I'm gonna do the rest of this off camera, and then we'll come back and we'll start placing these blocks where I want them, and then we'll level everything out. All right, so we'll come back in a few. All right, now we're back. We've got all the bricks moved. We've got a small trench dug for the drain, and I'm just getting ready to cut that last piece and then put an elbow down there at that end going up, and then let's start filling this back in, and then I can level out the ground and place the bricks, and then get the 2 beds laid out. So I'll do that off camera and we'll come back again. Alright, here we go. We have a couple of mock-ups of what the bottom is going to look like. Obviously it's not going to be all, you know, missing pieces like this. I just wanted to get an eyeball on it and get some creativity just by looking at it, giving me some ideas. So I have my drain, and then my other drain, and I have the fill lines coming up the drains. And like I said, this is just a mock-up. So I got these metal spikes in the corners here, so I'm going to move out all these cinder blocks, and then I'm going to level the ground out with the rake really good. So I'll do that off camera, and then we'll come back and check it out. Alright, here we are. We got the first bed up on bricks. Got all the bricks leveled out to the best of my ability anyways. And then I got the insulation installed. So I got, I think that's 1/2-inch foam all the way around. And then I've got some pond liner inside. I'm going to take that to work tomorrow where I can utilize the warehouse and have enough room to cut it to fit on here. I'll have enough to do 4 of these, but I'm thinking I'm going to double up on each and then just to do the 2 beds, 2 great big beds. So here's kind of a mock-up on this side. Obviously it's going to look more like this with the bricks anyways. But I'm going to call it a day. My hands are sore. I've got blisters. I don't know if you can see that or not. Got that on both hands. I think it's from handling the bricks and just being rough. Because I did the mock-up and then I took them down and then I raked the ground and put them back. but whatever. Part of having fun and getting her done. Alright, so I think tomorrow we'll start on that one, and then we might get the pond liner installed tomorrow as well, and then start running plumbing, but we'll see. We'll come back and see what happens. Alright, so here we are. We got another update. I've got the liners installed in both the beds. And this one, after I installed the liner, I filled it up with water and I let it sit for 24 hours to level out. And here's the drain. I've got the drain installed. I did cut out a section of foam underneath it because I was afraid that when I put the Uniseal in, it would crush the foam and then make leaks when I tightened it. So I cut the foam out so the Uniseal is against the plywood bottom. And then I put a bead of caulking around it, also some fish tank safe caulking. And then I'll let that sit overnight, and then I will fill this thing back up, and we'll work on some more stuff. I still need to work on the fill line, and then I've got to move all this Hydroton by hand. I've already rinsed it out pretty darn good. Smells like worm castings. So I'll be dumping that back in, and after we get the fill line installed. And for the fill line, I'm thinking of doing something kind of cool so that the fill line comes out here and is kind of hidden. But I'll have to think about that off camera. And then if we go over here and look at this bed, you know, we got the liner in, we got it filled up with water. I may just lay it down in here. It is 12 inches deep, and it's 8 foot by 4 foot, so there's plenty of room for me to lay in there. Maybe cool down a little bit later. But that's what I've got for you guys right now, and we'll come back with another update when I've got some more progress. Alright, so now we're back. We've got the drains for this bed, the drain here. Got that installed. And I've also got, so I've got the drain here and then the fill line over here. Oh, I'm sorry, I got that backwards. This is the drain and that's the fill. So this is where the bell siphon will go when it's completed. But I do have all the plumbing finished. Don't know how well you can see that. I've got the drain pipe going all the way down here and into that 4-inch drain, and then also have this tube right here is the fill line, so it goes through the drain also to just save on space and make it look neater. And then that's got a line coming off the side of it that goes to the floating raft and Deepwater Culture, and then it goes up to fill this bed up, and I'll have like a hidden fill line so you won't really see it. I'm thinking I'll build like a cage around it and have it go up to a certain height, and then that's it, because I don't want it below the water because then it's pushing against it, so I want it above the water or to where I want the high point to be. And I did cut out the foam here underneath this so that I could get a good tight fit with this grommet. And then we'll go over here. Sorry, I'm still out of breath. I literally just finished this. And then we'll lift this skirt up, look in here, and I have the same thing. There's a T-fitting down here, and I have that attached to that hose, that black rubber hose, with some stainless steel hose clamps. And what I'm going to do eventually is I'm going to have this lifted up so it's not sitting on the bottom. I'm going to have it raised up so the water can flow freely underneath it. But I don't have this one ready yet. This one needs to sit overnight and settle, and then once that happens I can pump the water out of it, and I'll pump it back into the other tank, and then I'll get the other tank started, and I'll probably start filling that up with Hydroton tomorrow after work maybe. Oh, I'm not looking forward to it, but we'll see what I can do. It'll be really nice when it's done. So we'll cut there and come back when I have some more progress. As soon as I can find the remote. Alright, now here we are, we're back. I had to reshoot this video because the one I recorded originally for the follow-up for the video you just saw was corrupted. So the beds are full, got the hydrogen in there, and I've already got plants in, obviously. Took a long time to get this moved from that container over to here, and then I did take most of those beds apart, and I got all these 2x4s. So what I'm going to do is, last night I was out here looking at this, and I'm concerned that the liner is going to decay and break down over time since it's exposed to the sun. So I'm going to take these small 1x2s off. 1x2? Yeah, 1x2s. I'm going to take these off and then replace them with 2x4s. That way they will cover the you know, they overlap the edge a little bit, just enough to keep a shadow on the pond liner so that the sun won't destroy it. And I'll just take the same piece and I'll put it over here because this is a good example. The sun is out full force right now, and we'll pop that in, and then you'll be able to see. Well, I guess it doesn't really do anything. Not much anyways. Okay, well, it was a thought. I'll have to think about that later on, see what I can do with it, or if you guys have any suggestions, you know. So thank you guys for tuning in. If you have any questions or comments, post those down at the bottom, and hit that like button, subscribe if you want to follow along with any of my builds, or check out some of my gardening, watch me screw up or have some cool successes. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in, and as always, keep building.